Yeah, what it do, yo? This Bugsy Da God right here, aka the terrorist advocate, you know what I mean? Represent that Napalm flag, stamp it on your fucking neck. I come from Brick City, you know what I'm saying? You know, I've been born and raised in Jersey, you know what I'm saying? I'm a 80s baby, you know what I mean? Born in 81, you know what I'm saying? In Jersey City, also known as Chilltown. My parents split up when I was like 13, 14. So we wound up moving from Jersey, we wound up moving up north to Rhode Island, to Providence, you know what I mean? We wound up going to the hood out there in Providence, you know what I mean? And you know, that was the first time in my life where I didn't have a father figure there to really steer me in the right direction. You know, at that point in my life, you know what I'm saying, the streets just raised me. It was a real crazy time back in mid-90s, but you know, music was my escape. You know what I mean? It was something that was part of my life when I was going through all of this, and that's why I would say that music was a very important part of my life. You know what I'm saying? What inspired me really was, like I said, a lot of the music I was at the time. I mean, you're looking at, like I said, wu-tang when they first came out. You know what I mean? They brought a whole different style to the game that not many people employ. And I mean, you know, you had them, you had you know, Death Row doing their thing in the West Coast, and you know, I was a big fan of theirs. You know what I'm saying? Nas, Mobb Deep back in the 90s. You know, Boot Camp Click, Tribe Called Quest, Gangstar, P-Rock. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes. You know, there's just so many cats out there, man. That was, you know, they just had so much talent, and you know, all of that inspired me. You know what I mean? I wanted to be like these dudes. You know what I mean? Like, I was listening to the music, and it was like, yo, man, this is what I want to do. So I wanted to, you know, kind of do my own shit. And I mean, I'm gonna admit at the time I wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just started writing. I was, you know, I was just kind of, you know, some whatever shit. You know what I mean? I was doing it for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like, me and my dudes from around the way, we was just doing it for the fun of it. So, you know, it was just a lot of good music out there, man. That alone inspired me. You know. Well, I mean, when I met PR Terrorist, you know what I'm saying? You know, I went to New York to BB King's, to a wu-tang show, and might have been in 04 or 05. I was there with one of my dudes, and you know, I was just watching the show and everything. Like, he wasn't a part of the entourage on stage. Like, he had walked in through the front where all the fans came through. He walked right into the front, and I spotted him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just spotted him. Like, he was, you know, he had the military fatigues on, like, from head to toe, you know what I mean? Like, he had his shit on. So, you know, I went up to the bar, I seen PR there, I walked up to him, I approached him, I said peace, you know what I mean? You know, we spoke, we was building there for a couple minutes. I told him pretty much what I said. You know, I respect his work, I'm a major fan of his work, you know, to continue doing what he's doing, you know, trying to see what he was working with at the time, what he had in store, what he was fucking with, you know what I mean? And you know, ever since that day, you know what I'm saying, I mean, you know, he gave me his contact information, you know what I mean, I gave him my contact information, we kept in touch, you know what I mean, and the rest is history right there, you know what I mean. Well, I mean, you know, with the album, it all came about really after the tour we went to, or the tour we had in the West Coast back in 08 to promote Terrorism 2, you know what I mean, album that PR had put together, you know what I'm saying. We had came back from the West Coast, and we sat down in Napalm Studios and kind of discussed the future of the company and, you know, what he wanted to do. You know, he had a pending situation going on with distribution, and he wanted to put out more projects, and he came up to me with this idea of me dropping a solo album. You know, he made that clear to me, and he said, look, man, this is your opportunity. I'm giving you an opportunity to, you know, come out, let the people know who you are, you know, being the representative of the label. I want you to be the MC that I'm gonna launch for Napalm, and you know, I took it as a challenge, and I said, look, man, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I've always told myself that if I ever were to do an album in my life, I knew how I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? I knew the concept. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Who, you know, I had it laid down to a science. Like, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? So I told PR my ideas, and you know, I laid the blueprint out for him, and I told him, look, man, this is how I want to construct it. This is what I want to do. Boom, 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 boom. What he told me after that, he said, yo, Bugs, just go out there and do you on this album. You know what I'm saying? Do you. You know, I'm going to be checking the progress of it. I'm going to let you know what's hot and what's not, what's going to make the album, what's not going to make the album. You do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I give you my blessing. You go and you do what you do. You put the shit together. I said, all right, say no more. You know what I mean? First and foremost, I knew that I wanted to get Forth Disciple on the track with me. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, Forth, come on, man. Like, he's a legend. He's a legendary producer, man. You know what I'm saying? Platinum producer with the Wu-Tang Clan and all that. I mean, I was just major fan of Forth. You know what I mean? Major fan. And when I got to meet him a couple years ago through PR, you know what I mean? We was in Brooklyn. Forth was staying out in New York for a little bit, and you know, we went and checked Forth out, played a couple of beats or whatever, and I heard this one beat in particular, and I was like, yo, man, this beat is hot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's up with that beat? And you know, Forth was like, yo, you know, you interested? You want to do some work? And I'm like, yeah, man. Like, let's talk. Everything was you know, the rest is history. You know what I mean? I got the joint from Forth, which now is Dogs and Heat on the album. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that right there to me in itself was a dream, because I've always wanted to collaborate with Forth. You know, once I got that first piece out of the way, the first major piece out of the way, it was more or less, you know, who do I get now? You know what I'm saying? Like, who am I gonna get now to contribute to this project? I mean, PR was already on board to hop on some tracks with me, so that was another major piece to the puzzle that I didn't really have to worry about. You know, I hollered at Leatherface, you know what I mean? Me and Face go back a couple years, you know what I mean? So, you know, he came to my lab and laid down some vocals for me, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got him on the album. We threw a couple ideas around, but, you know, I've always wanted to get Bronze Nazareth on the track with me too. And, you know, PR, he said, look, man, we can make that happen, you know what I'm saying? I might have a little situation for you as far as that. Let's try to make something happen. And, you know, he went and he did what he had to do as a CEO. He recruited Shaheem, and we made the sound of gun as far as anybody else. You know, I got some producers that, you know, really ain't heard of that much right now, but they got some heat, you know what I'm saying? One in particular, my man Jules Polar, you know what I mean? Who's now officially a part of Warface Music, Warface Production. And, you know, I got Jules on 2 joints. Another cat that comes to mind, produced about 6 joints on my album, my man Labmatic, you know what I mean? He's a producer from out of Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? And, you know, when I first heard his music, man, I was like, yo, man, this dude got some heat, you know what I mean? I definitely want to work with him. You know, like I said, I got a couple other producers on there who made a lot of noise. And all together, man, with all those elements, just putting all those pieces together, combining all those elements, it made a deadly compound. And that's, you know, you got the Terrorist Advocate album. Well, right now, you know, besides that, you know what I'm saying, Terrorist Advocate in stores, all that, I just finished working on the Terror Band project with my brothers, you know what I mean, with PR and with Chap. You know what I mean? We formed a Terror Band. We worked on the Bloody Turban album. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just a disgusting album, man. from start to finish, like real disgusting. You know what I mean? I'm also featured on PR's next album that he's about to drop right now in the summer too, called Aboard, autobiography of a real Dawn, which is supposed to be his last solo album as a solo artist. You know what I mean? I'm in a couple tracks on there, you know what I mean? You can definitely catch me on that. You know, and I think also PR is working on a compilation album that he wants to put out. So you definitely catch me on the compilation album. And I'm just continuing to put in work, man. I mean, sometime this year, if anything, I'll go back to the lab and I'll start working on my sophomore album. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's always gonna be work put in. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to get some tours popping, interviews and all types of shit. So we're gonna continue to work. You know what I mean? Work don't stop. Man, as a new artist, what I think about the current state of hip hop is, man, that's a good question. I mean, to be honest, I can't even call it, man, because, quite honestly, I'm not really a big fan of a lot of the product that's coming out right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the product that's out on radio right now, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not that kind of dude that's just gonna go out there and like so-and-so because you like so-and-so, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm not a big fan of the music, I'm not gonna like that motherfucker because he's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not the way it works. You know what I mean? I'm more like whoever I like because A, they bring creativity to the table, they bring originality, and they staying true to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not following a machine that's telling them what the fuck to do. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. In my opinion, after the September 11th, 2001 attacks, obviously that attack changed a lot of lives in this country and around the world. I think that also changed music. Me personally, I'm not big on auto-tune at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big on that. I'm not big on, a lot of this candy rap that's out right now. But again, like I said, they're aiming towards a certain demographic. You know what I mean? Kids and females and, with the dudes nowadays, it's like, whatever the female thinks is hot, they're gonna think is hot. There's a lot of underground artists out there and a lot of legends, man, who are still out there doing it and they ain't getting their shine on like they used to, because a lot of these labels out here and a lot of these corporations, they ain't giving them the opportunity to continue to shine on. They're being pushed under the rug, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's right. There's a lot of talent out there, and they're not really, exposing that talent. They're not, utilizing that talent and putting it out there the right way. You know what I mean? And that's where I think music is failing. It's only gonna get worse before it gets any better. So I mean, me as a new artist, I could only hope that things will get better, and things start to come back full circle. But other than that, man, I mean, it is what it is, man. I can't call it. You know what I'm saying? I can't call it, man. Well, you could look for me for Bugsy Da God. You could check me out on Facebook. You know what I mean? Just go on the search and check for Bugsy Da God. BUGSYDAGOD. Spell it right, you know what I mean? You could also check me out on MySpace. You know what I mean? Check me out on Twitter. Twitter.com/Bugsy Da God. You could look for me under the Terror Band also. You know what I mean? Just go on Facebook. Add that Terror Band page. TERABAN. You know what I mean? Napalmrecordings.com. You know what I mean? Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. You know what I mean? We're all over the place, man. I mean, Google us. You know what I mean? We're out there. You know what I mean? You can just Google us. Just like I said, peace to all my fans worldwide, on Facebook, on MySpace, on Twitter, everywhere in the physical form, man. Any place in the world, man. Anybody that supports Bugsy Da God, I got nothing but love for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So continue to support the kid. All the haters out there that want to talk shit, keep talking shit, because that's just the fuel that's gonna ignite the engine for me to continue to come after y'all motherfuckers. So keep hating. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, fuck the haters. Much love to all of y'all. Terrorist Advocate, Bugsy Da God, Napalm Recordings. Stamp it on your fucking neck. You know what time it is, man. Holla at your boy.